So this is music titled Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It features Destiny's Child on this one. And listen, I'm sure that you would agree with me when I say this, that every man and every woman at one point in time has, a woman or a man that he or she fantasizes about. Lou Stanley fantasizes about this girl all the time.
She's a great musician. Beyonce.
This guy has sweet fantasies about this girl. Huh?
No.
You don't fantasize about her?
I don't fantasize. I just love the way that she performs. She's one of the greatest performers that I've ever seen.
But you don't fantasize about, Beyonce?
It'll be Masa. Yes, when I was off on me.
I said that. You, but you be a knock of Beyonce. But you be a knock of Beyonce.
No, this is Destiny's Child. Not Beyonce.
But Beyonce is there.
Yes.
She's the main singer in the song. She's the
lead singer.
She's the main person in the song.
Why do you want to do this to me?
I feel sharper.
What
did the guy say to you? I say, all I think about is... Listen, indulge us. I mean, it's Christmas, all right? Exactly 7 days away from now will be Christmas. So we are all in that exciting mood. So please indulge us. We wish you all a Shapa. We wish you the very best of the season and beyond. And like I was just saying, 7 days to Christmas. And a lot of you will be doing a lot of work. You'll be doing a lot of cooking. You'll be doing a lot of entertainment. And in all this, you need to have power. Not just power, but stable power so you're able to do all these things. Not just, this festive season, but even the new year and beyond. So the question is, what is going to be the situation like when it comes to electricity supply? Is it going to be stable? Is it going to fluctuate? Or are we going to have challenges? Some people are of the view that Dumsor is even, lurking around the corner, or even some amount of Dumsor is in the system. Now, yesterday, for example, myself, I had about 3 outages, between morning and evening. One went off barely 2 seconds and came back. The other was like for some 10, 15 minutes. Another was like for some 30 minutes. So I asked myself, is it how my Christmas is going to be like when it comes to power supply? What concerns do you have? What challenges do you have? What would you want to address for you when it comes to electricity issues? What assurances are you looking for? What are your expectations? We're talking power this morning. Whatever issue you have, you want answers to, send them to our WhatsApp number 055-1111-995. I take it again. Our WhatsApp number is 055-1111-995. Unfortunately, we are unable to stream our conversation this morning. We're having some challenges, so we're not on Facebook. But our team are still working on it. Fortunately, it will be rectified and will be on Facebook on Love in the Morning. But for now, I've got with me Engineer Frederick Kwabena Bediako. He is General Manager for ECG at Kumasi South. That's South, yeah? Ashanti South. And he's the General Manager there. Afishapa to you.
Afishapa, David.
How are you doing?
I am fine.
All right, something happened on Saturday where, we all met. And some people are not, excited about what transpired, but it's all well and good. Today is the 18th of December, so it means we have some 30 more days to go to the end of the year. What kind of a year has ECG had, especially Ashanti region? What kind of a year have you had?
Good morning. Good morning to your listeners. Good morning to my cherished customers. I think we've had a good year. We've had a good year because there's been a lot of activities that we have undertaken over the year. Aside the general issues of developing the network and maintaining it, there's been also some projects that we have undertaken that is geared towards, collecting our money. And that has been the conversation of our managing director, getting me my money. So somewhere in March, we started what we called Operation 1111, where we went from the 11th of March to around the 11th of May, about 2 months of getting out there to get our money. With that one, we're operating a very thin system within the various offices, and most of us were all on the streets, making sure that we interact with our customers and then let them know how important it is to get whatever that they have consumed in order for us to be able to meet our obligations towards our producers. So that also followed with another one. And then we decided also to bring what we call KYC, knowing our customers, which had to be curtailed at a point because we needed to get out there again and bring some money. So we came up with Operation Zero, where we said that whatever that you have consumed, you need to pay to the barest minimum, almost getting to the point of zero. And every customer that was also consuming power that is not paying anything, we need to bring that particular seemingly customer on board. There are instances where not through their own fault, but through the fact that they may have gotten a meter that is not within our system. These meters, we may talk about them, but these are meters that are not really
are
registered.
Are they the SHEP meters?
SHEP has a different definition. SHEP is actually a project of the Ministry of Energy, and that comes through our system.
So which other meters are you talking about that people are using that is not in your system?
So there are instances where sometimes we call them the assemblyman meters, sometimes we call them the abortion meters. Abortion meters primarily because you get in there and the meter has no recording system. It's just a straight connection that is in there, just a box that is there. So these are meters that are not within our system, that are brought in from different jurisdictions, and they come in and sometimes these customers are not aware of the fact that these are not within us. So we went out there and then we attempted to bring these customers on board in a bid to reduce our losses and then get in more revenue. So I think it's been a tough year, I would say, but it's been quite interesting as well, where we get out there and get to meet our customers.
So we're not talking to one of the communicators of ECG, who of course do a very good job when we invite them. I can see, Mr. Boateng with me in the studios this morning. He's one of the communicators. This is a general manager of ECG. He's an engineer as well, and so he understands and appreciates the needs of customers like you. So whatever challenge, whatever concern you have, put it before him and get responses, all right? That's why he's here. Now, aside from that, what would you want to say to the ECG as it's a week to Christmas? What are your expectations of ECG? Anything at all ECG? Engineer Frederick Kwabena Bediako is our guest, and he's going to address all your issues for you. Our WhatsApp number is 05511119995. Unfortunately, we are not on Facebook because we're still having some challenges. It's being still worked on. Apologies to you, it's still being worked on. When we have the green light, I'll tell you about it. So let's for now use our WhatsApp number 05511119995. So you kept collecting Operation 1111, and not long ago, the Sonny Asogli wanted to shut down. There were some statements we saw again back and forth. With the Ministry of Energy trying to, negotiate terms of payment and all that. Along the line, you have not really met the terms of payment. Where are we with Sonny Asogli right now, and all that people that you owe monies to?
I think Sonny Asogli gave a certain timeline, and they suspended the.
In fact, they took it off for a few minutes.
Yes,
or let me say hours actually.
But eventually they suspended that conversation. It means that things are going on behind the things, conversations that are above my pay grade, and I would want to leave that kind of conversation to those who are in charge of those that particular conversation. But then again, we are also very committed to meeting our financial obligations towards our power producers. Without that, there will be nothing like serving our customers. So I know very well that my managing director is committed and making sure that all the schedules that have been done is actually following them. And everything also comes to the fact that we need our customers to meet their obligations as well and paying the power that they consume. That is very key. Without that, we will not be able to pay our bills.
There's a lot of things that I want to talk about, so let's take them one after the other.
Right.
From meter, issues and all that, because a lot of people have said that they've applied for meters. Some of them have even said they've been asked to pay some monies, and yet they've not been given their meters. But let's talk about Christmas and power. Do we have Dumsor lacking, in any way?
I would want to give the assurance to our cherished customers that there's nothing like Dumsor lacking.
There's no challenge whatsoever in the system?
Okay, so I would attempt to break the operations of ECG, give a little education to our customers, and how these things works and what could be the possible challenges that may come. But before then, I would also want to say that Ashanti ECG has metamorphosed into, the operations have changed a little bit. If you would remember, we used to be Ashanti East and West. Then we moved to Ashanti SBU, where we had our own director and everything, with some of us also playing various roles. Now, I used to be the general manager for network projects, and that involves developing and maintaining the network. So I know the network of Ashanti region.
So for those of you who go out there and want to buy, credits, and they say the system is down, the network is not working, maybe you want to do that through Momo purchases or use the app and you're having challenges. He's a man asking questions. Our WhatsApp number is 055-1111-995. So take it away. We're listening.
David, I would want to make a correction there.
Okay, what's the correction?
The network that I'm talking about is the hardware network of ECG and not the ICT bit of it. Okay, so that's it.
But at least you can still have answers for us when the questions come. Yeah.
So, in order to also improve on our operations and have a better interaction with our customers, we decided to disbandle the SBU and then create about four different operational regions. We have the sub-transmission region that would deal with the upstream of power. We'll come to that. And then we have 3 different operational regions. That is Ashanti South, Ashanti East, and then Ashanti West. Ashanti West is headed by Mr. Maxwell Dapa. And then Ashanti East is Engineer Mark Asumeni Wiafi. And then, yours truly is...
Ashanti South, huh?
Yes, responsible for Ashanti South.
So when we say Ashanti South, which areas falls under South?
So let me come in and break the operations into the various districts. For Ashanti South, you have Asukwa, then you have Bekwai, New Adubiase, Obuasi, Dunkwao, and Manson Kwanta.
Okay, that's the South.
That's the South.
Okay.
For East, you have, let me come from the top, we have Konongo, you have Efiduasi, you have Mampong, you have Ejuso, you have Menshia, Eija, and then Kwabre.
So we are at Eija. Okay.
Yes, we are Eija. So that's Ashanti East is responsible for your operations. And then when we go into Ashanti West, we have Bibiani, which used to be part of Western region. ECG does not move in the regional, we have our own regions carved out. It used to be part of Western region, but now we've carved it out and then we brought it into Ashanti West. So Ashanti West is Bibiani, Ibuakwa, Swami, Denyame, Edum, Kokobing, Ahinsan, and then one more. So that is basically the operations
the breakdown.
The breakdown.
Okay. All right.
Yes. Okay, so per our mandate as ECG, we are responsible for providing reliable power supply to our customers. Safe and reliable power supply. I would attempt to break reliability into 3 points where, pardon me, if draw my attention if I'm being a bit too technical, so that I speak to the understanding of my customers. Okay, so we have what we call availability, the power being available. Without the power being available, we'll not be able to have this conversation. Without the power being available, nobody would be able to use electricity. So availability, the power needs to be available.
And for it to be available, it comes from Gridco. Or from where?
From it's a breakdown from the producer to Gridco and then to ECG.
So VRA, Gridco, ECG.
Yes. So let's say the IPPs, the power independent power producers, inclusive to the state-owned power producers. So then we have an interface called a bulk supply point. Now the bulk supply point is where we have an interface between ECG and then Gridco. And then from there we go to our various major substations that are basically heading from the customers, and then you have the individual transformers that you have. So that is the transformation, So, but having availability simply means that minimizing outage. Minimizing outage,
okay,
or not having the outage at all.
Okay.
So let's put that one aside. We'll come back to it.
But so, in terms of the availability,
yes.
let me just chip in this question before we go any further. When it comes to quantum, the amount of megawatts that Ashanti needs,
I am coming to that.
Okay,
I am coming to that, and that's why I'm saying that I'm breaking it into reliability into three.
Okay.
So there's the availability bit where the power must be available. So it means that there shouldn't be any break from wherever it is coming from. So power is continuous. So it must be, it must come from the producer. It will get to GridCo. It should get to ECG, where we transform it into different voltage levels, and then we can serve our customers. That's availability. Then we come to what we call adequacy. Adequacy is what you being, a little bit into energy would call capacity.
Okay.
Where the megawatts and all that is the capacity bit. Then we would come to quality, the quality of it, the voltage levels,
whether low
or high, whether it's able to, and then I would want to also educate my customers a little bit. What ordinarily we would call low current is actually low voltage. Okay, so the current is what you draw from the system, and then the voltage is what we provide. So that is the reliability bit. And all of these 3 points of reliability come together to make sure that the customer is actually served and served well. Okay, so when we come to reliability and we come to availability, now availability in its sense simply means that keeping the lights on. Now, keeping the lights on has its own issues. So the preparedness of ECG when it comes to these matters is that, one, we need to be able to identify any form of hazard and eliminate the hazard to prevent the outage in the first place. And then also to be ready to, bring the power back on in the event of any outage. So it means that there should be a system that is in place to make sure that, one, we may either maintain or fix the problem when it comes in.
Okay.
So the challenges that may come also would include, some are external, and these external could include GridCo outages as well. And outages does not necessarily mean that there's an adequacy or capacity issue. So there could be technical problems that may come in that may prevent our customers from having that continuous supply that they require. So those are the issues. Then we'll come to the capacity. The capacity is where we take from GridCo through all the independent power producers and all the state-owned producing companies and all that. In the past few days, we haven't had any major GridCo outage. There's been 1 or 2 issues that we've had, but I wouldn't say that we've had any major GridCo outage that suggests that it's going to be a sustained issue throughout the festivities. ECG is always ready every point in time to provide that level of reliability to our customers. And when it even comes to the festivities, we even do more and to make sure that, that Christmas is actually enjoyed. So in a nutshell, that is reliability, and that is what we are enjoying to do.
So, as we speak, and listeners, we are streaming on YouTube now. It's Love FM 99.5 on YouTube, so you can join us on YouTube and follow the conversation. He's a very handsome guy, but he's already taken. Just check him out on YouTube. We're live on YouTube right now as we talk. So it's Love FM 99.5. So what you're saying is that there's no Dumsor?
No.
What you're saying is that there might be some challenges, but you don't foresee them coming?
Yes.
I asked a question about the quantum that we need, and do we have that quantum?
Okay.
Because again, when you get to peak periods, and I said, for example, yesterday I had 3 outages, short but disturbing. Because let's say you're following a program on television and then it goes off. if we don't have a refrigerator guard or TV guard or some guard of a sort, your appliances are going to suffer if you're not home, especially. So, what do we need in terms of quantum? What do we have? We have all that we need.
I just, I was on the phone with sub-transmission people, trying to get the data and everything. And averagely, we are doing about 400 megawatts
for the region,
in the whole of the region. So let me also say that there are 5 different BSPs, bulk supply points, within the entire Ashanti region. There's one at Konongo. There's one at just behind us at Angumaso, just before us. There's a major one at Rage. There's one for Dunkwao and then Obuasi. When you put all of that together, we are doing about 400 megawatts averagely. The maximum that we've had is about 407. And constantly we are doing that.
Is that to say that the 400 we have supplies all, or we do 350 and we have some 50 something, as backup when the need arises? I mean, what is the consumption pattern like?
Okay, so I'm talking about the consumption pattern, the average consumption.
So that is the 400,
the
407.
407 maximum. Yeah, that's the average consumption. In terms of capacity that is sitting at the various BSPs, we have higher capacity than whatever that we are consuming. Okay. So
we're good.
We are good.
We're good
in terms of capacity at the stations.
You mentioned Greco, and there are occasions where outages occur, sometimes for some period. And the information that we get from the ECG is Greco that knocked off some megawatts. Don't they give you heads up? Don't they communicate to you so you're also able to communicate to your customers so we know what is happening rather than being left in the dark?
Okay, so it's a very important question. And I would say that Gridco and ECG are basically, the same people. And we are doing virtually the same things. And we have technical meetings all the time. We have technical meetings every quarter to know the consumption pattern, to know the development pattern of each of the companies. If we enjoin our customers to let us know that when they are going up in terms of their consumption, we are also enjoined to let Gridco know when we are also doing some major development within our operations. And we have these discussions all the time. We have technical meetings either in our office or in their office. And then, any imminent major issue is also discussed. Okay. But the way power behaves is that when you lose some form of production, let me put it that way, some form of generation, and you are almost at the peak of generation, there's a possibility that you would lose some bit of your frequency. So the frequency will start dropping. Now, when the frequency starts dropping, the only thing you have to do is that you have to reduce load. So you have to probably take some loads off. In that particular instance, we understand the system. They also understand that we cannot plunge the entire country into darkness. And then as such that within that particular period, we need to reduce load. So that is what may happen. But then if it is something that is going to be prolonged, or if it's something that is anticipated, or they are going to have some major maintenance that requires that we have a certain schedule, that one is actually communicated, and then we let our customers also know. So there could be these isolated cases of dumping, what we call dumping.
But don't you have system. A WhatsApp platform where they can quickly tell you the challenge they have and place it on the platform, and then you can also communicate same to us?
Sometimes you have to. There's the platforms are there. We are on the same platforms with the operators. The various operators are on the same platform, and then it's actually communicated. It's communicated above our heads as well. Okay. The various CEOs are aware. The various communication directors are aware of what could be
before it trickles down.
Before it actually comes down. So
definitely we'll be in the dark for some time. Where are we with Ameri? Because I've had this Ameri conversation for quite some time now. Ameri is supposed to come to Ashanti region. Yadeba. We've missed a couple of schedules. Where are we with Ameri, the plant right now?
David, I think you should get Gridco into the studio sometime.
they refuse to speak. They refuse to speak. Yes. We try so hard. I used to have this friend, Raphael. He moved away from Gridco to I think, a bank So I'm still struggling. But Charlie, you're here, and Charlie, you're a general manager, Ashanti South. So where are we with Ameri?
The last conversation that we had in terms of our technical meeting, that was the third quarter. The Ameri is almost here. The most important thing is the gas pipeline, which is virtually at Angumaso. Right, almost at Angumaso. The
gas pipeline is almost at Angumaso.
Yes, it's almost at Angumaso. It's past. That's the last time I was speaking to you. We've passed the Bekwai, and we are almost in Kumasi. So immediately the gas pipeline arrives, then
when is it going to arrive?
I am not privy to. We've not had the fourth quarter technical meeting, so maybe we can be able to provide that information when.
But any assurances? Can you hazard some assurances to us as to maybe first quarter 2024, second quarter 2024? Some assurances you can give.
Oh, I think by the end of first quarter 2024 we would have gotten somewhere with Ameri. We would have been almost ready with Ameri. And the good thing is that when you have generation within the operational area, then isolated issues of dumping may not occur because then the load will be closer to the generation. We have something we call load center, where you are actually within the operational area. When you have that, then you would be able to manage the system a lot better.
I remember when we had a meeting on Saturday, and the CEO joined us via Zoom. He mentioned second quarter. Can I sit here and work with that one too?
His is above mine.
But what is Ameri plan supposed to do for Ashanti region anyway?
So that's what I was saying. What I was trying to allude to, the fact that Ashanti as a major load, 400 megawatts.
Yeah, sometimes 407.
407 is almost about 300 kilometers away from almost all the producing plants. And power needs to travel over a certain distance. And so that is why you have Gridco transmitting around 160, 161 kV and then 330 kV. So it means that the higher the voltage, the longer the distance that you can travel. So but then when you have the plant within the operational area, it improves voltage, and then it also gives you isolated capacity. So the capacity is actually sitting within the operational area. This 400 and something megawatts, Ameri is about 250. There are other power plants that are also coming on around the Angumasu area. Aska and all those ones are also coming in. So Ashanti may probably be on its own, maybe an island on its own, where we would have all the power that is sitting within the.
And availability to be solid and strong.
Solid and strong.
Is Ameri being used right now?
I'm not too sure I can answer that question. I don't have the information.
Then I don't know whether to ask my follow-up question because if the gas pipeline has passed Bekwai,
yes,
it's that close. Why don't you bring the Ameri and start doing all that we need to do? So when the gas comes in, we can easily say, hey, it's functioning. Rather than we're still hoping and waiting till, Ameri, the gas gets here finally.
Ameri are generating, plants that are movable on wheels.
Yeah.
So assembling them,
it's not a problem.
It's not a problem at all.
Ghana, they will know.
Oh, no.
All right, so speaking to us this morning is engineer Frederick Kwabena Bediako. He's general manager for Ashanti South, that is ECG. We're talking about how stable our supply of power would be this Christmas. And so we're asking you, what are your expectations of the ECG? Do you have any challenge or challenges, anything you want the ECG to address for you? He's a big man. He's got, almost all the answers. So just join us on WhatsApp. Our WhatsApp, number is 05511119995. Again, it is 05511119995. Let's talk about meter issues. Many people have complained, that they have applied for meters. Assurances have been given. Sometimes they have even, been given some amount of money to ECG, and they haven't gotten their meters. Now, when it happens like that, some of them would want to go through the back door, do illegal connections, and get meters and all that. Aside from that, I know that ECG at one point in time, when the public sectors, some public sectors like the GBC and co were not able to pay their bills because they are using postpaid and not necessarily prepaid. ECG says, listen, let's change every meter in the system and make it prepaid, so you buy your own meters. Where are we with meters as we speak right now?
Thank you, David. Meter issues, it's always difficult questions to answer. But then again, I would also want to apologize to our cherished customers, possible customers that have applied for meters and have not been able to get these meters. So in the wisdom of the managing director and his directors, they decided to come up with this program we call the LRP, the Loss Reduction Program. And the whole purpose of that particular project is to make meters available for our prospective customers. The essence of it is to have meter producing companies within the country, and then they install these meters for customers and then operate them for a couple of years. Within that the guarantee period, any meter that becomes faulty would be the prerogative of that particular meter producing company to replace. So that proof of concept is actually going on. It's happening in some districts in Accra. We've started in the western part of Ashanti, that's Ashanti West, and it's even though it's not been as expected.
When it's as expected, what do you mean?
It means that the pace has been a bit slow, but we anticipate that we would have about 800,000 meters within the coming year, 2024.
Currently, how many meters do we have? Do you have an idea?
In terms of the existing customers?
No, the new ones. People who have applied for. Do you have meters available so that people who have applied for meters can have meters?
We do not have meters available now, especially the single-phase prepaid meters. For postpaid customers, we have a lot of meters available.
But are we still using postpaid meters? Should we be using postpaid meters?
Okay, so it is not every jurisdiction that we can have prepaid, and we are not even out of the woods if we decide to use prepaid, because if you do not do any form of monitoring, then obviously somebody would be pretending to be buying the electricity that he's consuming with a lot of bypasses. So prepayment metering also needs various degrees of monitoring to make sure that whatever that is expected to be purchased is what is actually being purchased. For prepayment, for some quite rural areas, like especially within places like Ashanti South, where you would have ICT challenge issues or ICT issues, post-payment is still the way to go. And so customers within those areas may not be suffering in terms of application for meters. So the LRP is coming, and
what is that one? The LRP is what?
That's the loss reduction project,
okay.
And that is what is expected to be the A game in this meter issues.
This production of meters locally, how many companies have shown interest, or how many local companies are into this?
For now, we have about six.
We
have about six.
Have they begun work?
Yes.
They began
yes.
Okay.
They are working in Dodowa, Denta, and some other.
Are they Ghanaian-owned businesses?
Yes, Ghanaian-owned businesses.
Okay, that's nice. And these are smart meters as well?
Yes, very smart meters.
Very smart meters, okay. Mr. Bediako, people complain about going to buy meter, prepaid, and sometimes, the system is down. A lot of people have their cards missing. They want to use their card to own their cards and buy their prepaid, credits. They can't have cards. When you call ECG, you need card. So we don't have meters, we don't have cards. System sometimes down, we're not able to buy the credit. Illegal connections will go up. Goro boys will do all the manner of things that they do. What can you tell us about all this? We moved on a bit from the meter, but let's talk about acquisition of credits when the system is down, cards not available, and all that.
Excuse me, I'm trying to find an application on my phone.
So whilst he finds the application on his phone, listen, our WhatsApp number actually is still active. You can send your questions and your contributions into 05511119995. All right. In a bit, about 2 minutes or so after he answers this question, we'll be activating the phone lines, so you can also engage with Mr. Bediako, who is right here with us in the studios of Love 99.5. All right. So
David, there are various challenges that our customers are facing, and those are the ones that you some of them is what you actually alluded. The card issues is a very serious issue that we are attempting to solve. The problem is that we are moving away from these on smart meters. And as I said, LRP is supposed to come in and change these on smart meters with smart meters. So the production of the cards are a bit slow, or probably the cards are not even available.
Are they producing Ghana?
No, they're not producing Ghana. They're producing China.
Okay.
And so these are some of the issues that we are trying to address with the LRP, where we would have post-project support system in the country, and then we know where to go when we're having issues.
But as we speak, your customers are struggling and
Yes.
suffering. What are you doing to alleviate that struggle,
Okay.
that suffering?
I was, as I said, I was trying to find an application. There are some apps that have been created for these situations. I'll find the app and probably give it to you, and then you may tell our customers in due course. But the other bit also is that if you have any neighbor that has any of the cards that's working, we can reprogram it, and then you can purchase. It's a discomfort.
Yeah.
It's a major discomfort for our customers.
So is that to say that these cards are no more going to be produced and brought to Ghana? Is that what it is?
They are being produced, but the rate that is coming in is a bit, slow.
High.
It's slow, as I said.
Oh, okay.
And then, the attrition rate in terms of them being damaged is also quite high. Where sometimes we do not take care of it a little bit. These are magnetic cards. When they come even close to your phone
becomes
a challenge and all that.
But you didn't give that information or education. A lot of people do not know this. So you see them with their phones, and at the back of it where their case is, they put the ECG card there, and definitely it becomes a challenge.
Yes. And there's this application that also works with the card, where you can easily use your phone, and then when you touch it with your phone, and then it works and all that. So we are trying.
But the online purchase is how efficient and effective. I mean, ECG says they're going cashless.
Yeah.
So if you're going cashless, we should buy credit using all these things available. How efficient and effective are they?
To quote the managing director when he met, the media men, we have almost 4 million customers on the app now. So suggestively, it's actually catching on with Ghanaians. And the whole purpose of all of these cashless system, in as much as possible, to provide that level of comfort to our customers. And that is what we seek to do. But then again, most of these applications are hosted on external apps that we may not probably have too much control over.
Okay.
In terms of whether you're having communication issues, network issues that are external to ECG operations. Those are things that may affect the system a little bit. But to the best of our knowledge, our customers are much more happier with the system than it used to be.
I hear you. A couple of distractions happening in the studios. Listeners, you can join our conversation on 03220-83596, 03220-83597, 03220-83598. For your information, that conversation with Kojo Entry is coming up your way shortly. It's a big promise. Kojo Entry is going to be joining us in the studios shortly. So call us on the phone lines on 03220-83596, 03220-83597, and 03220-83598. I've seen some ECG stuff in the company of some military officers on our roads in people's homes. Yes. And then I'm here. Let's go to the phone lines first. Hi, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, David Akwete. How are you, sir?
Myself, I am well, Afishapa.
after part and quality that the face say no one is coming why.
Amen.
No be was Uberduma. David, I want to comment ECD. In my area, there have been frequent outages, but I think for the past 2 weeks, I can say without no fear that we've not had any outage. I think it's a major boost for us, but the people in my area are very happy. I just want to commend them for that. In fact, they should keep on doing that. And I want to say that this year has been a very difficult year for Ghanaians. So the only thing that can suit our pace more is that we will have a power off so that we can watch some movies, watch some EPL matches, at least just to console us a bit. So we beg them.
I hear you.
Well,
thank you very much, Christoph. Hi, good morning.
Hello.
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 Hello, good morning.
Oh, this is...
All right. Hi, good morning.
Yeah, Dave.
Yes, Kofi, welcome.
Dave, sometimes it is very, very disheartening. In fact, very annoying when you are facing the reality of Dumsor and somebody will come and tell you that what you are experiencing is not true. Meanwhile, the person is not living in your area. Look, anybody living in Ashtown here, particularly Odumase, will attest to the fact that we have been having these power outages indiscriminately these days. In fact, as we speak this morning, we have had about 3 outages. And before the day goes out, the day ends, we might have about 6 or 7. And somebody is telling us that there's availability, capacity, whatever city. If it is a fault, how long will it take ECG to solve this problem?
So he's going to give you an answer. Please note it down for me. He called from Ashtown. Hi, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, what's your name and please go ahead.
I'm called Charity. I'm skilled from Achimagugu. Just as the man was explaining the questions, our lives have gone off again. And this thing has been almost every other day, there will be light off in this area. Don't know whether we are part of this Ashanti region. And we are tired, sick and tired and fed up with this sort of thing.
Charity,
every
thanks.
Day, there will be light to go off.
So he's noting them that he's going to give us responses. Hi, good morning.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, David.
Yes, boss. What's your name?
My name is Kwame.
Kwame, let's hear you, sir. Welcome.
Yes, David. I'm calling from Atumaboko. And I must say we are experiencing a huge improvement with regard to our power supply. Some months or years ago, as soon as it rained, the power went off, but that's not the case now. So I want to say kudos to ECD for that. My other issue is I have 7 meters where I live. One of them is very old, more than 10 years. And then the 6 other ones are new. I got them from an assembly member, and it has recently been captured by ECG. And ECG is saying that I have to come and pay over 1,000 cedis for the 6 remaining meters, at each of them, more than 1,000 cedis. But I have credit on the old one, more than 10,000 cedis. And I'm asking them to use part of my credit to defray any amount I owe them. And it's a challenge. So I want the manager to help me to address that. Thank you.
I mean, before you go, I said on the old meter you have like 10,000 cedis. How come? All right, I hear you, Kwame. Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. What's your name?
This is Bafo.
Official part to you. Let's hear you.
Yeah. Just as Kofi said, it's almost a ritual these days. A Ija extension, for example. Almost every 3 days, you have it going off in the evening from 6 p.m. to somewhere 1 a.m. Every 3 days. I can bet my last coin that today it might come. Sometimes, too, during the daytime, you have it off for like 3 hours. So, at least, somebody should explain what it is and when that problem will be solved. Going into the Christmas, are we going to have 6 p.m.
Well, Bafo, thank you very much for joining us. And you know, when the outages occur around 6 p.m., that is Dumsor, because that's a peak time. So please note it down and respond to them for me. Hi, good morning. So that he needs to respond to them before we go back onto the phone line. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. So these conversations, and that's the reason why we are here anyway. To make sure that we allay the fears of our customers, and to also let them know that we are there for them. We are grateful to the one that called from Abrepo to commend us for the work that we are doing.
Stuff, yeah.
And David, maybe one time after the festivities, we would want to come in again and let you know the extent of financial outlay that has gone into the network within Ashanti in the past 5 years. You would be amazed. Intermittent supply in Ashtown, that would be looked into.
Right, so before can we do a part 2 tomorrow? I know Could you introduce coming through, so we're rushing this conversation. Can we have a second leg conversation? My producer is communicating with me. So there's a lot of messages that people need to address. Can we have a part 2? Let's agree.
Okay.
So part 2 tomorrow. We're having part 2 tomorrow. So we don't rush. So I don't get to rush the other questions that I have as well. Yes. So please address them for me.
So intermittent supply within the network. That is what I attempted to explain right from the beginning. That outages are not necessarily capacity issues. So if you have intermittent, so we have what we have some level of automation within the system, secondary automation. And then the purpose of that level of that secondary automation is to attempt to restore power when the system goes off itself.
Explain that further, because I don't get it.
So automation simply means that, having an external hand or having a help with technology where the system can detect a fault and attempt to restore the fault.
Okay.
So attempt to restore power.
Okay.
So when the system attempts to restore power, there's a possibility that the
so if I get it correctly, so there's a fault.
Yes.
And the power goes off.
The power goes off.
But the automated system then tries to fix it by itself. Okay.
Then if it's a sustained fault, so we have something we call unsustained fault or intermittent, outages, where it's something that may come, maybe a crow or something, or a bird may just flap through the lines, and then the system would.
How can a crow, a bird fly through this thing, a line?
Okay, David.
A problem.
Okay, David. So let me be a bit technical now.
Okay.
When you look at our system, and when you look at the ones on the very long poles, you will see that there are 3 lines, there are 3 wires on it.
Yeah.
Anything that bridges any 2 of them would cause a fault.
Okay.
And the system is automated in such a way that this fault will travel back to the substations. And then in order for us to save the system, the fault will cause an outage. Now it is possible that thing that's bridged it could be a tree branch that just fell on it and then went off.
But that's why you do a lot of pruning, during the raining and even the dry season.
It is possible.
Do a lot of maintenance. Today, ECG says they're shutting off between 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. or 5 p.m. because they want to do maintenance. They be maintenance. So they be a canyan off.
Okay, canyan de ebe cut off. It is possible to cut off, but a cut off ebe sans off.
That is inevitable.
Oh.
Because elsewhere, power is stable.
Yes.
It is surprising that when power goes off. Here is a reverse. What we're trying to do, Mr. Bediako, is this. When this gentleman, Leo Stanley, he says there are a lot of comments that have come through on our WhatsApp console.
Okay.
I'm also being informed that there's a lot of calls on our phone lines.
Yes.
But today, we're killing 2 birds with a stone.
Yes.
So the agreement is for us to have a part 2 tomorrow. If need be, we're going to have a full show tomorrow. And then what we're going to do is this. If you don't mind, please bring along with you the other general managers. The West, the East, your South. Bring them in. So somebody who belongs to the West will get responses. Somebody who is with the East will get responses. Somebody who's with the South will get responses. Can we do that tomorrow?
Yes, we can do that tomorrow. But as I said in the beginning, I've been responsible for the network for the past 7 years. So I know the network left in less. Right?
So with that, then we can still have a conversation.
With that, then we can still have it. But then I'll attempt to bring.
That's my bias. Yeah. That's my bias. So listen, forgive us for truncating to our conversation this morning. There's a lot on our plate today. We're getting to the end of the year. Christmas is here. A lot of things to deal with. So we're booking a date with you. All right. The date is tomorrow morning. Engineer Frederick Kwabena Bediako, General Manager Ashanti South, will be with us. We'll have an extended conversation and address all your issues, all right? That of Bafor, that of Kofi, that of whoever, charity and all. Because Achuma, she mentioned that, yes. Charlie, even as we're having this conversation, there's an outage. Can you imagine that was an occasion?
The same Achuma Boku area. Somebody called and said that, yes. So but there could be isolated cases that could cause, some of these issues. But we would attempt to solve them. Watching cutting with the swim, so now, or the tomatoes in the quagum, Nijini. Oh, you go blend them more fine. We soon say cutting country in Porto, and I also. But that one you need to have it really, well grounded. Yeah. So yes. So David, there's also something. So we're going to get there. Yeah, we'll get there end tomorrow. Of this. We'll get there tomorrow. There's something we call demand side.
But David, what you said right now, someday, not too long ago, I wanted to have some smoothies. I'm a top high, be saying them, they blend the fruit. I'm going to try a thing in an area, they go blend them. I can't press keke for me to enjoy my thing. You see that.
Listen, all those of you who sent in messages, WhatsApp messages, we are begging, forgive us. Tomorrow we'll add them all and get you answers. Those of you whose calls we're not able to pick tomorrow, forgive us. Tomorrow we would have the conversation again. In fact, tomorrow we'll activate the phone lines earlier. Questions like kakrebi, they are mature and kakrebi. Then we activate the phone lines so they can engage us. Because bro, Japan with Dumsor, they are no bedding. To cake, be had a question, a muna fine. What makes you I say? So let's have this conversation tomorrow. Mr. Bediako, thank you very much.
Thank you.
But I like the way you look sharp. You look very sharp. That's nice. And then what of Brother thing? I am free.
Electricians say, you're free and bring you to fake electrical cable. No man, future electrical problems now. Wow, free. Nexans cable metal. What's it go easy? In a Vigi check abba. Mama chile. Go easy. No say use Nexans cable metal cable the wire wood dana. Oma wo ya ha. Embre. The way you must yenta. It's Eric Nexans cable metal cable. Half a conduit to my troka. Easy. Eric Embre cra. Na Vigi check na. I'm going to fake cable biara and wire woof you. It's about to guaranteed and quality cables are wire woof you. For Nexans cable metal cable. Sepede who the cable see. Of Nexans for woof phone. Na download Vigiche. Wa Apple Store and our Google Play Store. Scan the code in our cable no one. Vigiche. Or confirm the work cable or your quality. In original. Offering Nexans cable metal. What you go easy. In a Vigiche kabba. Nexans. We electrify the future.
Nexans cable metal. Electricity no get leg. It be Nexans cable metal cable the carrier.
Hey Linda, long time oh. Yes so, hey, but wait oh Linda, did you win the lottery? I mean, look at your room, your TV, your sound system, your fridge. Hey.
Oh, they are nice all from Kennedy Digital Satellite. They also sell appliances like air conditioners, televisions, tabletop fridges and freezers from 100 to 900 liters, commercial fufu machines, home theaters, etc.
Wow.
In addition, government workers who receive their salary through the Controller and Accountant General's Department and still have their affordability package active can come to Kennedy Digital Satellite and get any appliance of their choice with flexible payment terms. You can locate Kennedy Digital Satellite in Accra at Wager, just at the old barrier traffic light, and in Kumasi at Edum near Boss FM and along the Patasi Main Street near the police depot. Those in Accra can call 0243 074 750 and in Kumasi reach them on 0207 653031.
Kennedy Digital Satellite, where quality sells cheap.
Asante Mae, Anointed Technical Training Institute. Ne one cry no. Say dear, Pedro Kumasi. Anointed Electrical Engineering Services. I your friend on the generator expert. And this asukui. Pedro Osekrum. So per engineering school papa pa. For when it try ATTI and Neyara. Courses I a chair or ATTI no. Ebony electricals and controls, generators and plant, auto mechanics, solar installation, CCTV installation, electric fencing, and fire alarm system. Afeiso sawuba now bekan ho ewo Kumasi a yete sa school fees no so emau. Kayo admission fee 200 Ghana cedi per. Hwehwe Anointed Technical Training Institute ewo Kumasi asokwa ye wo TAT yadim ewo the Arc building ene mayanka kwan so. Freyesisi energy ntwetwemu ewo 0544 337172. ATT ana bra na yema unimdie ene ntwetwe ewo engineering nyumemu.
In my line of work, I meet people who cannot afford 1 square meal a day. There are people who do not have clothes. There are people who cannot even fend for themselves. Those whose moms and dads have died and left them behind, with nobody to care for them. They roam our streets every day with no idea of where food will come from. As you eat today, as you feed your children today, remember there are people who are not so blessed to have a plate of rice or even a shoe to wear. They have just one uniform. And just as Jesus Christ said that since you did not do it for these people, you did not do it for me.
Is it a pair of shoes, clothes, biscuits, oil, sacks of rice, candies? The question is, what can you give?
You can bring your items to the front desk of Love and Inshra FM, Top High, Dumsor, Traffic Light. If you cannot, because of your busy schedules, we would like to locate you so we can come for the items to benefit the needy. Call this number 03220-83570.
Or better still, use the Momo number with the name Inshra Donation on 05500-68822.
May God bless you as you demonstrate the true meaning of Christmas.
In the book of Psalm, chapter 63, verse 1, David said, "Early will I seek thee." Abraham was an early riser. Joshua was an early riser. Moses was an early riser. Jesus prayed early in the morning. David also prayed early in the morning. What about you? Be an early riser as you join God's servant, the pastor, Obed Joy Obeng, on Prayer Line on Love 99.5 FM from Mondays through to Fridays, 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. each day. Prayer Line, the presence of the Lord is here. Prayer Line, commanding your morning to influence your day.
The world is one big family, and there's a time that all the families come together. Let's begin the new year in grand style as we party with family and friends at the Love FM family party in the park. It's the biggest family picnic in Ashanti. Jack, where are you? I'm here, and all the excitement kids wants to have will be made available. Come! There will be a lot of kids playing items like trampoline, bouncy castles, electric train, merry-go-round, stationary aeroplane for kids, horse race, face painting, TV games for kids to play with. So start putting plans together and let's have the biggest family picnic experience ever. Fatone bra, abitie kakra wonche, kebab kakra. Eba na ate kakra ma mezu mehwa. Why? All of you kitty bobs and kitty bobs, the nyaka pops and the nyaka pips, all the family together. Come early so you can get a space to spread your mat. Time is 8 a.m. sharp. Date is Monday, 1st January 2024 at the Rattray Park. Denyame, rate is a cool 10 Ghana cedis. You know how we do it. The Love FM family party in the park. New Year edition. We simply can't wait.
Amerima wonim amuzu herbal clinic no.
Woye mre won pemu a na entumi nyina so a wokɔ hɔ ma wɔhwɛ wɔn na hoɔden bi a wonya no.
Amuzu herbal clinic. Mauji hio chalo.
Daffy's Ohimani o. Daffy's Ohima feminine mischanti. Amasa bosome ne so a ema yebu yensa yente ya obia. Esa siesie man kasa. Daffy abusua na yekese. Yentie dia manfo kafa enupa no.
Daffy's shower gel. Empo na mani. Ye wotuntum de. Ena kokɔ de. Wo di dware a ema natural look.
Mesu de misu Daffy's feminine cleanse and the capsules ne siesie me. Ema me nten carbon bi a me gimi hu dia ankasa.
Daffy nupa no. Enwo dance e bebre. Daffy sana. Aba ma ye nyina.
Open a didwitua. Duffy's Health and Beauty Ewo East Legon American House. Kumasenso ye Bank Tech Hospital. Enye mapem for.
FDA aje edwedin kato yatu.
It's portable, disposable, and always on hand when you need it. Flora disposable handkerchief fits in your pocket or bag, and it's always ready to come to the rescue. Sweat? No problem. Coughs and colds? Caught safely. Tears of joy or despair? Wiped away. Flora tissues in the form of disposable handkerchiefs, box tissue, toilet roll, multi-purpose towels, and table napkins plays an important role in personal, home, school, office, and commercial hygiene, minimizing the spread of infections and keeping us healthy. Flora tissues are made with premium tissue paper, so choose Flora tissues. To be a distributor, call 0243 033 033.
I wake up in the morning, it's a new day, and I got bills that I have to pay. Now you're running late, running out of time. Feels like the world is waiting in line. All you gotta do is pick up the phone and just dial. So whatever you do, whoever you are, there is an easy way for everyone. The simple life is just one touch away. Experience the magic starting today. And it all begins with
see, I don't need to write or cash a check. I don't need data or internet. I have something that's faster than a jet. Just like
what they're talking about. You could be a palm wine tapper, a teacher, a rapper, a schoolboy, a school girl, or a trader, a bank MD, a chairman, or a baker.
Guaranteed Trust Bank. Wouldn't you?